Hello and good morning everyone. Thank you for coming to join me. Sorry, just getting myself sat down. Today I'm just coming along to join you. I'm going to do some crafting, so just craft along with me. And I'm trying to do Amy from Crafty Cat's challenge. It's a weekly challenge that she's doing, and it's hashtag 52 stack challenge, and it's number 4. And each week she does 2 prompts, and you can make anything you want. Absolutely anything, and those prompts are there to guide you. And somewhere I've written down this week's prompt. So this week, number 3 is dog, and number 4 is grandma's attic. The idea is that you make something, anything, no matter what. And at the end of the 52 weeks, you've got yourself a nice little set of ephemera. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to start with grandma's attic, I think. Now I want to do a little project that I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks. And I want to do a little book, and this is going to be my cover. So somewhere I've got 2 of those, and it's going to have 2 holes punched in and tied together with string or ribbon or something. And it's just going to open, you know, like a book. And so I thought I would use the prompt grandma's attic to make something that will go in this book. I've got a couple of things that I want to use in this anyway. So like I'm going to use a photograph. I've got an old envelope that I was gifted, and then they will have holes punched in them and they'll all flip. So it'll make more sense when you see me make that. I've got some vintage, I was going to say wallpaper. It's not wallpaper, it's music paper. So that's what I'm going to make something to be a page in that book. So I've got a piece of it's heavyweight paper or very light cardstock. And this is what I'm going to use to make one of the pages. So all that I've done is I've cut it smaller than this because the pages don't have to be the same size. And I've just turned the bottom up to be a pocket. So that will have 2 holes punched in and it will be a page in the book. And I thought grandma's attic is kind of the age or the theme, or I'm not sure what to call it actually, because until I get going I don't know where I don't know where that little booklet will take me, but that's what I'm going to do. So I am using a kit from Sampool. These papers, these photographs are from a kit, I think that well, I know she has it because I've printed it, but I think it's called Springtime. I'll put a link to it below, or I'll put the name below. And these little images, and I thought these reminded me of Grandma. So we've got Grandma growing up with her sister, or there she is with her sisters when she's little, a little bit older, and as an old lady. And I thought I'm going to use these photos for Grandma's attic. I've got a few Tracy labels that I don't know if I'm going to use or not, but I thought I would use them maybe. And then I've got some papers from Sampool Designs that I'm not sure which to use, but these will go in that book anyway. Just a few of the papers that I've printed out, and I want something that I can use as a background for this. I quite like that pale green. That would be nice, a little bit too pale. I like that one. I'm not sure which way up it goes. That would work. And that would be a bit grandma's attic-y, wouldn't it? It's like the old wallpaper. So up in grandma's attic, you might find some old wallpaper. I quite like that one. Let's keep that one out. This was sent to me by my friend Rhonda, a little bit French, as a printable, and I love that. I've got it printed out and I want to use that in that little book as well that I'm going to make, but I don't think I'm going to use it for this. I like this. I like this one. I might make 2 pockets, who knows, but I think I'm going to use this one, is what I think I'm going to do. Okay. Let's get cracking up. So I'm not going to get both of these done, am I? So I am going to cover the background of this with this one. So let's just take this off because I don't want to use that bit. I don't know if I've got enough here actually, now I've said that. I don't know if this will be enough to cover it. Oh dear. Well, never mind. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. So I'm going to use this as a guide. I'm not going to try, well, I might try and rip it, but I'm going to just mark it roughly where I want to take it off. Roughly. Save me little bits because you just never know, do you? And then that should go on there. Yeah, it does. So I'm going to put the glue on this to start with. Or yes, I am. I don't know what I'm doing, folks, do I? So I don't know how many of you are doing Amy's challenge. I guess it can sound a bit daunting, maybe, that it's 52 weeks, but she's on the 4th of these challenges. I haven't done one before, only because I struggle with prompts. I really do struggle with prompts to understand what they mean. But with these, it's a lot easier because it really doesn't matter what you do. As long as you're making something that you like or that you're happy with, that kind of fits the brief, job's a good one. That doesn't work very well, Carol. I wanted to try and get the pattern on the front kind of in the middle, but it doesn't matter if it's not. It really doesn't matter. So that's going to go on there like that. They are going to fold over to the back. Do they meet? Oh, they do meet. And actually, they are not far off being... I suppose it would have been better if it had met at the edge. But do you know what? It really doesn't matter, does it? Because I like it. And then I might put some paper or something on the back for writing paper. You know, as a flip, something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it takes us. And I guess, you know, I won't finish it off completely until... I'm just wondering if I can do those. It's too risky to try and do it so that they meet exactly in the middle. So I'm just gonna glue them on. Yeah, I might not finish them completely until I put this little journal booklet together. The inspiration for this little journal booklet that I want to make with the cover, you know, with this, Heather from Ruby and Pearl has recently made one, more of a kind of Christmas theme. Who else have I've seen lots of people make them. I think Kate from Pixie K Designs. I think Kate might have made one at one time. I think Rachel Roxy's Creations has done one. So they're not new, you know, it's just something that I've never made before. And I think I just want to have a go at making something a bit different sometimes. So that's the back covered. And then that is a pocket. I'm just going to fold that down just a little bit. And I will ink that bottom just so that we can't see that little bit of cream. Not that it really matters. There we go. So that's there. And then I've made myself a little template for when I put this book together so that where I can punch the holes to put the string through. So I can kind of bear in mind that that's going to have holes in it. But I think that I can still put, that was the bigger photo will still fit in it, so I'm fine on that. So I'm going to hang on to that template. And then I want a pocket on the front, want to cover the pocket on the front, and I'm just looking at this. Now I know that goes with that because it's part of it. And so I think that I am going to use this as the pocket. And again, oopsie, I don't want it as long. Oops, oh gosh, everything's falling on the floor. So I'm going to cut that. And again, I'm going to hang on to that bit. Let me just get a squeezy. Just drop my card that I squash my things down with. And then that is going to go on there as a pocket. So again, I'm going to put the glue on this bit. It's a lovely sunny day here in the UK, very cold. I think it was it 3 degrees this morning? So it is chill. I know it's not as cold as you guys get over in the States, you know, when you get all your snow and everything, but it is a chilly one here in the UK. But it's lovely and frosty. I do like a frosty morning. Can't quite see what I'm doing here. Let me just try and put that on the bottom. There we go. So that's on there, and because I put a little bit of ink on that, you're not gonna, I can always add a bit more, can't I? Just for the bits that you can see. I think when I saw, who've I seen make these? Somebody influenced me to give this a go, do it this way. I'm going to say Heather from Ruby and Pearl. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong on that, but that's, I'm going to say that it was Heather from Ruby and Pearl that I saw make these. So that will close. I suppose that could be a pocket on the back, but it's going to be a pocket here on the front. Isn't that, sorry, I've gone too high. Isn't that just cute? Oh. So that's going to go on there. I just want to cut a little bit off that because I don't want it hanging over. Could it be a pocket on the back? It could be a double pocket. I was thinking, there I go again, that I could put some brown paper on it. I'm not very good at adding things like this. I don't quite get it sometimes, but it's always good to try something a bit new. So that could go on there. Can't even pick it up, folks. I'm going to close this first before I start faffing about whether I want it. And again, that meets up quite nicely, doesn't it? I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to put some glue at the bottom. Just checking I'm still in frame. When I'm sat down, I do find it a bit harder to see what I'm doing. I didn't want it that way, did I? I wanted it that way. No, I didn't. I wanted it that way, didn't I? Nope, I want it. Confused? You can guarantee you will be with Carol. Put a bit of glue down there. Check I'm in screen. A bit down there. Oopsie. A bit across the bottom there. So then I've got a double pocket, haven't I? And I know I'm going to have 2 holes punched in here so that it can be a page in this little book that I'm making, but I quite like that it's got 2 pockets because then I can put a couple of photos in the front and a couple in the back. And I think that'll be fine. And I think I will have a look at whether I want to add a little bit of the paper. Do I want to? I kind of like that it gives it the layered look of two. So I think I am going to add that on. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue under there to glue that down. Fold that over. And then I'm going to do the same on the back. Will that fit? Nearly. Nearly. It's never easy to wiggle things in once you've made them, is it? And I don't mind that it's got that seam there. I really don't mind that. So I'm just going to glue that in there as well. And I might just glue that bit back. You know, if these photos have been up in Grandma's attic for a while, they're going to be kind of all scrunchy and screwed up and things, aren't they? I'm just going to glue those down, I think. But I think I'm going to leave that free. I like that. Okay. This one's not as long, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to fold those bits up a bit, but we can give it a go. And then you can see the lace underneath, which I think is a nice look. So yeah, so this, I will link Amy's channel below. I'm sure that you all follow Amy anyway. But please don't be put off by, you know, it's a 52-week challenge, because you don't have to do it all. You don't have to join in. Gosh, I love this. You don't have to join in every week. You can do as much or as little as you wish. I'm just thinking that they might be nice to go on there. And if there's holes, where would my holes be? Oh, I've lost it. Oh, here it is in my cornflake bit. So that would go on there. So they would have holes punched in them, but they won't go into those girls. So I think I am. And I've printed this on matte photo paper. And I don't think I want this picture to be as pristine as it is, because it's been laying around that Grandma's attic for quite a while. So we might make it a little bit scrunchy. You know, it's been in there a little bit. Scruff it up just a little bit. A little bit more. You know, it's been in the bottom of a box. I like it like that. That's good. Yep. So I think, you know, looking at a prompt like this, Grandma's attic, it could be anything. I saw one person has just made a couple of tags, and for Grandma's attic she put a teddy bear on the tag, and then obviously the other prompt is dog, and for that she put a dog on the tag. So if I put that there, I know you're not going to see that lace then, are you? It won't be 1844 for sure. For sure. But I am going to put that on there. So let's get rid of this piece of gluey paper and add this photo on. That's my tummy rumbling. I don't know why. I don't know if you heard it. It's having a right old grumble. I've actually got some of Sam Poole's date stamps, so I think I might try to put a date stamp on there when this is all dry. I don't know if I can put it directly on this photo paper, because I don't know if it will bleed, so I might need to practice that with a little bit of spare paper. But I'm happy with that, and I think I'm going to want Grandma to go in there, and then in this back one we might have a couple of photos. There are other photos in this kit as well, I just didn't print them, but I think I might put a couple of others in there, and obviously I will back them. But that, and I might put something in on here, decorate that a bit more. I just haven't got lots of things out. I was thinking something like this. Now, which side? The holes are going to go that side, so if I'm going to put a label, I think I might put it there, because you might find, you know, Grandma, as in this, might have had lots of samples of fabric, and this is one of Tracy Fox's fabric sample labels, which I love her fabric sample labels, and it's got a little tiny snip of fabric there. Just trying to remember the holes of that side. But I might look for a piece of fabric and put it on there as well. So I'm going to leave that as it is for now with those, which I'm really happy with. And I'm going to put that to one side and think about, I'll have a look through my fabric scraps. And I'll put some photos on my Instagram of this when I've actually finished it off, or when I've, you know, put labels and things on so that you can see. Right, 1 minute. Sorry, I've got just got the snuffles terribly since I've had that cold. So that's my number one. So that's Grandma's attic. And I am gonna look for some fabric or something to go on there as well. And I will print the other photos, I think, and just get them in there. So let me put that to one side. And then the other #3 was dog. Okay, so I want to make a dog journal. I've got papers printed out for it, and so it was quite fortuitous, if that's the right word, that Amy put this prompt on of dog, because I can make something to put away to go into a dog journal, which I thought would be a good idea. And that's kind of how these prompts could help you. You know, if you're making a journal, I mean, Grandma's attic could be honestly anything, couldn't it? From, you know, if you think what you've got in your attic, I bet you've got old pots and crockery and clocks, and you're bound to have teddy bears up there, you know, whether they were yours or that your kids' teddies, or, you know, cuddly toys and things that have been put away. So flowers, you know, bits of floral fabric, it could be anything. And dog, you know, dog's quite a simple prompt, isn't it? So what I've got here is I've got a book page, and I'm going to make this into a pocket, is what I'm going to do. I've put on a piece of paper that's going to go on the inside, and the reason I put it on before I turn the video on is so that I can fold it, because if I fold it when it's wet, you get that awful crease line in it. So I'm going to fold it in. I had folded it before to make sure that it would fit my journal size. I never fold straight. Channeling my inner Rachel, I think, when it goes wonky. I'm just going to trim that so that it's level. So if you were going to make something like this, then obviously, I mean, I can give you the sizings of it if you would like it. But it depends where you're going to use it, doesn't it? So I'm going to use this in a journal. I'm just looking to see if I've got a journal page somewhere. So for example, if this was a journal page, I would be going to put it on the journal page like so. It's going to open like this, and it's going to have a pocket here, and then you can have something tucked behind it or at the side of it. So or not at all. So you could glue it 1, 2, 3 sides and it would open and a tuck. You could glue it 1, 2, 3 sides and it would be a tuck there and it would still open. So you can, you know, there's lots of, again, lots of options, and I've just seen it's not quite stuck to just there, which I want it to be glued really well around the edges. I'm just going to make sure it's glued on, because we don't want it coming apart, do we? At all. No, we don't. Okay. And then, so that's the inside, and then I want to cover these. So I'm going to grab these papers, by the way, are from Cris Lana Crafts, and Cris has a Ko-fi site. I think it's a Ko-fi site, and I can put a link to that below if you want. I've actually got her dog. She has a couple of dog kits, and I've got them printed off, ready to go. I'm finding it difficult to find time to craft at the moment. There seems to be so much going on, you know, with mum's hospital appointments. My son's just changed his job, and so I'm picking my grandson up from school a few times a week at the moment till he gets himself sorted out. And just, yeah, hubby's planning our trip abroad. I'm going to do that about 3 inches. So in the summer, we are going to be gone. We are going away for, sorry, I'm just trying to think. We're going away for the month of June. Well, we're actually going to go away at the end of May and towards the beginning of June. I'm going to stick that on there and then trim it off. I could turn it over, and I might. So yeah, we're going away at the end of May for the whole month of June. We're going away in our little camper van. We are going definitely to France. I'm not tearing this very well. We're off to France, and we're hoping to go across to Italy and maybe back up through Germany. It was our plan when we both finished work that we would do something like that at least once a year. At the moment, we're only doing it once a year because we have the dog, we have our little Bonnie, and she travels with us. We don't kennel her. She doesn't go in kennels. So she comes with us, and it's quite expensive now to take your dog abroad. By the time they've had the jabs and you know, the vaccinations that they have to have, and we now have to have the pet passport's no longer valid. So each year we have to have a pet check certificate to say that she's healthy to travel, and that costs, do a drum roll please, that costs us nearly £300. It's with her jabs included. Last year it was just short actually of 400 quid. So we have to factor that into a holiday and do a sharp intake of breath. But having said that, if we were to kennel her, kennels for a month would cost us a lot more than that, and I couldn't kennel her for a month. She'd think we'd deserted her. I know people do kennel the dogs, and that's fine. It's just not for us. Personal choice, isn't it? And like I say, if we did kennel her, it would cost a lot more than £200 or 300. And she has to have annual jabs every year. You know, we can't not do her vaccinations. She's got a rabies jab that lasts 3 years, and she had that last year, so we don't have to do that one again. I'm losing sight of everything today. So that's that one, and then I need to cover this one. I'm going to use the same, I was going to say the same material. How wide's that? That's 2.5. So again, if I do it spider, isn't it? Try and tear it. Sorry, my brain switched off then. I went very quiet, didn't I? So yeah, Bonnie travels with us. She's not a good traveller. She doesn't like being in the van. She doesn't like the travel part of it, but she's not too bad. Once she's in it, she's fine, and she's happy when we get there. We do plenty of stops. So yeah, we're going to be off and gone. So last year we did the same. We went away for 4 weeks, and I tried to do enough videos to do at least one a week. I don't know if I'll do that again this year. It was quite stressful trying to get them all done because you like doing double videos. So we'll see. We'll see. No promises. What's that song? Don't make promises you can't keep. So that is going to go on there like that. I'm going to fold that over again. It just adds that little bit of extra, doesn't it? I noticed my blade was pulling the paper, so I'm going to just change my blade. I do try, each time I start a fresh project, I do try and have a fresh blade in. Because otherwise, if it gets that little bit blunt, it drags your paper and tears it, and then I don't like that. I don't like it when it does that. There we go. So that is covered. Where's my little inky thing? A bit inky dinky. I don't mind that you can see a bit of book page on both sides, because that's what it is. It is a book page. You can fold it over to the back if you wish to. I like that. Then on the front, I've got a couple of the images cut from one of the, or a couple of the sheets. So I've got some lovely dog images here. Aren't those puppies too cute? They would go nicely on there. I think that might be nice to be the pocket in there. I think I might save that for something else because I think it's too tall for a pocket. And even if I folded it over, I don't want to fold it over and lose the little toad. That little dog. My dog does not like frogs and toads. They literally make her jump. I'm not kidding. You've never seen a dog jump. She literally jumps. She'll go up and look at them. I'm going to put that on there. She will go up and look at them, and then they jump, she jumps. Everyone's jumping. I think I might use the same fabric. It isn't fabric, is it? That needs, do I want to put a little bit of thickness on there? Just thinking. I'm gonna back this. I was undecided then. I am gonna back it. Trying to get the edges. How am I doing for time? Not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to just trim this off this piece of card. Again, it's not quite card, but it's not quite paper. I think it said it was something like 160 GSM. So I guess it is card if it was that. It just doesn't quite feel as thick as card, I would say. Take a snip off there. Okay. Oops, stuck. So that is going to go on there as kind of the flip out like that. I had a piece of paper I was going to use, didn't I? I was going to use that paper. Oh, this will be the one I was going to use then. So I want it to go on there and I want to back it. So I'm going to glue this onto here, that outside edge, because I don't want to see this when we open that page. So I'm going to put glue on there, getting it right into the corners. Glue that on. I'm hoping I'm staying on screen. It is more difficult to see what I'm doing sitting down because the camera's, you know, I have to sort of butch myself up a little bit to see what it's doing, which isn't a problem, is it really? But I do like to just keep checking that I'm still on. And this I'm going to rip. And because it's, you can see the white bits, I'm just going to ink them. We don't want to see the white bits. Well, you might want to, I don't. Okay, and then this will go on there like so, and you won't see it because it's going to have this here. So that's going to glue on there. I'm going to try and leave about the same on either side. I'm going to glue this bit down first, and then I'll come back and glue the backing. Can't glue in a straight line. Hold that bit back. Get it on, get it on. Something like that. And then I'll add the glue on the rest, on this bit. This is how I do it. I guess there's lots of different ways of doing it, and you're probably all shouting at me that there's a much better way of doing it. But there we go. You do it the way that you do, don't you? So that won't go anywhere now. That is stuck on there well and truly proper. I'm just going to clip those corners. Okay, so that will sit on a journal page and it will open out, and I'm going to put a pocket in there, and I have this little one here. I'll put the name of the kit that these are in below. Oops, we don't want him upside down, do we? I think he's just too cute. Definitely just too cute. I'm going to snip the bottoms. Oh, what am I doing? Don't know. I don't know. That's the top. I'm not going to put a notch in it because I don't want to notch that dog's head. And then I'm just going to put him on there as a little pocket. I think my glue needs filling up. Feels quite empty. That little fella is on there as a pocket. So that is my dogs. So that will open up. You can put a tie around it if you want to, if you think it's not going to fit very well, you know, if it's going to open on your page. But actually, to be honest, once it's dry and it's in a journal, it does lay flat. And then you can open it up and you've got a little pocket in here as well. So that's my #3 dog. And that is my #4 Grandma's Attic. And I've had a couple of people, just while I'm here, ask me what sort of glue I use that isn't the art glitter glue. I use high tack. I don't know if you can see that. High tack glue. I'm in the UK. That's 4 fluid ounces and that costs around £4. And that lasts me, I would say, a good year. It lasts and it fits. It works still when you put it in your little bottles. So that's what I get it. In the UK, I get it from Hobbycraft. I like it. You might not. Okay, so there we are. #3 dog and #4 Grandma's Attic. I hope you like them and I will see you all soon. Take care, folks. Bye.